All right, hey, what's going on, guys? So we got one, right? Victory, finally. So, and this is after the changes of Montez Sweat and Chase Young, right? One going to San Francisco, the other going to the Chicago Bears. And so this is the start of the proof that the defensive line needed a lot of work. And so I know it's hard to believe right now. I know it's hard to sink in because there's pretty prolific players. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, if there were reports that Chase Young was just doing things on his own, and whatnot, being almost like a renegade, if you will, and so if that's true, he was. They're saying he was picking and choosing on when to pass rush, when to drop back in coverage, when to make a play, and you don't want that kind of player on your team. And for the better part of the past 2.5 years, he's been probably the most expensive cheerleader we've ever had. So enough about that. Let's dive into the numbers. I'm not a analyst per se. I am not a football expert by any means. This is just my opinions on what I think that matters as a fan. So I'm not going to try and play like I really truly know what I'm actually talking about because I don't, not compared to who and what's out there. So right off the top, we're looking at first downs. Washington gets 23, Pats get 18. That's incredible. I mean, the more first downs you get, obviously you're driving the ball further down the field, right? So that's a win. That tells me that the offensive line is actually protecting our quarterback for once. So that's amazing. Rushing on first downs, 8. First down from penalties, 1. And so the Patriots won. So pretty even there. Third down efficiency. Here is where the difference is. 9 of 17, 3 of 12. 9 of 17 means that we converted. Now, granted, if you watch any of the plays, some of those uh, third downs were, elevated your heart rate because Sam just threw a ball, and I forget who caught it, but somehow he did. He came out of nowhere and caught the ball and got like 26 yards on that play, and then Sam broke one for 24 yards or something like that. So we had a little bit of luck on our side, but that's a good thing because luck plays a game in every sport. So there's 4 down efficiency. We didn't chance it this time because we didn't want to rinse and repeat of last week. And then of course the Patriots didn't convert on one, which is great because I think that's probably the game changer right there. Total plays 77 and total plays per pass 63. The more plays you get out there, the better chances you have of winning the game for opportunity. And this shows because we had the total of 432 yards versus 327, total drives 12, total drive 12. So we matched there, which meant our defense held. Which last week, if you saw against the Eagles, there was a turnover and downs for Washington on offense, and then the Eagles just marched all the way down and got themselves a touchdown. Prevent win defense, whatever you want to call it. Uh, but bad coverage, bad play calling all the way around, right? And so this week, everything seemed a little bit more fine tuned, and that's what you want to see when it comes to progress. Yards per play was about even 5.5, 5.6, and 5.2. Passing 308 to 220. So that means our coverage was actually doing well. They stepped up. Uh, and I think there was one for an interception. Yeah, we got an interception in there. So pretty impressive on that. The turnovers today was actually in our favor for once. And so yards per pass 6.4 versus 5. So it's not going to be breaking, right? He's not going to throw a 30-yard bomb every single time, but you don't really need to. If you're managing the game, kind of like what he said in his post conference, and being a game manager, a la West Coast offense, if you will, right? And then you don't really need to be that guy, So it's pretty neat that you could see him maturing, and once he hits that peak, it's going to be dangerous. And so, let's see, interceptions was even keel for that rushing. I don't know why we don't trust Robinson more. Every time AG Antonio Gibson touches the ball, it's like has an allergy to leather, right? And he drops it, and so it just elevates my heart rate every time the man gets the ball. And so, but granted, he had a good day today, so I'm not going to try and discredit that. But at the same time, like, bro, it's your job. Hold on to the football. That's all I ask. And then turnovers that we won that battle, and so on. And so we did good there. And here's the other thing, the sign that we're maturing as a team. The time of possession, 37 minutes versus 22 minutes. And so the more you're on the field, the more you have a better shot at winning the game. And the key fact that most people don't seem to pay attention to is the fourth quarter. That's where you win games, right? It's in the fourth quarter. We shut them out. They didn't get a point. And so, when you put yourself in that position, you give yourself a better chance to win. Now, there's a bunch of things I could cover regarding the refs, but that is completely out of my spectrum. And so, there's blatantly no call after no call after no call. And I don't know if they're doing it on purpose. I don't know if you know what I mean. So it's really, I'll let the experts deal with that ordeal. But it was definitely seemed like a challenge for sure. And then so here's the team stats where it's 432 versus 327, two turnovers, and of course 23 first downs versus 18. And so here's game leaders. And so Sam just had an incredible day. The interception was unfortunate, and Rivera even said at halftime that he got greedy and tried to force it. But when you're down in the five and you're on second down, run to the sideline or throw it away. Live for another down. They need to give the ball to Robinson more. The man is just about to break. 63 yards, one touchdown. And of course, they tried to double team McLaren today. And even if they did, the other boys got open like Dotson and Brown. And so it was fun to watch. It's different. And so I'm okay with different at this rate because, the same old is getting really old and really tiring. And so, but I'm glad we got the win. Hopefully that means progress in the future and go from there. So, um, whether or not this means that Ron and Del Rio are still on the table, who knows? We're not part of that conversation. It's not like Mr. Harris calls me and goes, "Hey Pete, what do you think?" I'm like, Josh, I'm glad you called and let me give you my insight on what you think you should do. We're not having that. So, you speculate all you want, but wins matter, right? The more you win, the more that there's going to be an opportunity for him to come back. Um, Sadly for Del Rio as well. Del Rio, I mean, past 7 years, both sides of the fence, right, has been atrocious. And we get to the playoffs, but I think it was what 7-9, so we backed in with a losing record, and we were out first round anyway. And so that was back when about 2, 3 years ago, where our division just sucked ass, and we managed to sneak in. Which is weird hearing you say that for the Eastern NFC division, right? It's sucking, but we'll see what happens. There's still some games left that we can try and maybe steal a win here and there, and maybe some that we would actually earn, and we might have a fighting shot. But you know, any given Sunday, right? So peace out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps my channel out. And I'll try and put out more content. Somebody who's down to earth and not a high profile analyst or anything in that nature. I'm just stats don't lie, right? And as long as you're understanding what you're reading, then you can build on that. So peace out. We'll see you next week.